If you've played an open-world game in the last decade, you know the rhythm of the background characters. They operate on short, predictable loops, walking down predetermined paths and repeating the same handful of pre-recorded lines. In these legacy systems, the digital world exists to service the player. If you set down the controller and do nothing, the city effectively freezes in a static, highly predictable loop. But breaking the cycle requires massive capital. The next entry in the Grand Theft Auto series has an allocated budget of roughly 16,600 crore rupees, or $2 billion, to move past these scripted limitations. The engineering objective here is to build a digital ecosystem where every element reacts and evolves independently. The goal is a world that functions whether the player is participating or not. Realism in this context is defined by a world's ability to generate its own chaos. When the main character isn't looking, the simulation continues to calculate new outcomes based on the internal logic of its NPCs. Take a random, unscripted event as a test case. An alligator wanders out onto the sunlit asphalt of a busy Florida highway, directly in the path of oncoming traffic. Under the hood, this single unscripted variable forces the engine to process a massive amount of data in real time. This one interaction immediately triggers a cascading web of interconnected AI calculations that ripple through the entire environment. The first system to react is called emergent AI behavior. It abandons the traditional hive mind approach, where an entire crowd reacts to danger with synchronized animations. Instead, the engine treats every person as an independent agent. Faced with the alligator, these agents calculate divergent reactions. Some NPCs may determine the threat level is too high and flee, while others pull out their smartphones to record the event for their in-game social feeds. As they react, an independent memory tracking system logs exactly which dialogue lines an individual character has already spoken or heard. This diagram shows how that logic branches out from the central event. By tracking memory, the engine dynamically selects new dialogue for each character on the fly, preventing the repetitive voice loops common in older games. Because every physical reaction and spoken word is driven by these individualized logic loops, the crowd's response to the same event will be different every time. This creates a secondary chain reaction. As pedestrians run, the distracted drivers of approaching vehicles slam their brakes and crash. The crash triggers an autonomous conflict loop. The drivers exit their vehicles, argue over who is at fault, and call their insurance providers without any player interaction. To make the impact feel distinct, the engine utilizes a system called soft body physics. The engine calculates speed, angle, and force in real time to deform vehicle panels. These same physics apply to the crowd, tracking each pedestrian's center of mass and momentum. Force mathematically transfers from person to person, creating a realistic, dynamic crowd crush. Every dented fender and stumbling character is a unique mathematical output generated at the moment of impact. Scaling up, the simulation must now manage how the broader city grid reacts to this sudden roadblock. Approaching AI drivers detect the blockage ahead and autonomously reroute their paths through adjacent streets to keep traffic moving. Meanwhile, the dynamic action power simulator tracks how this localized unrest affects the surrounding area by monitoring weaponry and territorial control. On this map, localized chaos causes gang territories to organically shift borders in real time. This ripple effect forces the engine to reroute police patrols away from the neighborhood as gang power spikes, dynamically creating highly dangerous, unpoliced city zones. These macro systems allow the digital city to function like a reactive organism, constantly rebalancing its own traffic flow and power dynamics around spontaneous events. This entire chain of events, from the alligator's appearance to the shifting police patrols, occurred through automated mathematical simulation. With thousands of these independent systems overlapping, the statistical probability of seeing the exact same outcome twice has effectively dropped to zero. By replacing static scripts with active mathematical loops, the engine transforms the environment into a system that continuously reacts to its own internal variables.